Today we will discuss single phase half wave control rectifier. So here we can see a term control rectifier. Previously we may have studied bridge rectifier, diode rectifier, where we have used as a diode. So then we have already called it single phase half wave rectifier, but here additional term is control rectifier. Control means we are using here thyristor, not the diode. So here term control, we have already studied that thyristor has a special control to turn on the device, because you can turn on thyristor at any angle. It is in your hand. When you are applying gate pulse to the thyristor, it will on, otherwise thyristor will not getting on. Okay, so suppose a sinusoidal input is given. Okay, I am drawing V input. Input is given, a sinusoidal input is given, V input. Okay, now we have studied, we can see the topic rectifier. Rectifier means, rectifier has a special duty. It will convert AC to DC. Okay, so here in rectifier, in single, we are now studying single phase half wave rectifier. Next lecture we will study full wave rectifier, single phase, then we will study three phase rectifier. All rectifier will convert AC to DC. Okay, so when input is sinusoidal, okay, we can see, so what will be the output? We are getting output at the low end. Okay, here we are taking the output, so this is V0. So suppose we are drawing V output. Okay, now when gate pulse is not applied to the thyristor, will it turn on? No, because we have already studied, whenever the gate pulse is applied to the thyristor, then only thyristor will on, and the output, then only if thyristor will on, then only we will be getting a voltage across the output, because we are taking voltage across a resistance load. We all know the voltage across resistance V0 equal to I into R. So if there is no current, I equal to 0, then voltage output will be 0 volt. So suppose this input is applied and you are not triggering the thyristor, means you are not applied, you have not applied any gate pulse to the thyristor, then what will be the output? Thyristor will not turn on. So thyristor will not turn on means it will act as a open circuit. Okay, so this will be then circuit. So any current will, there is no current flowing through this R resistance. So is there any voltage drop across R resistance? No, because current is 0. So voltage will be 0 volt. So full voltage will be applied across this thyristor, because KVL is always valid in any electrical electronics network. Okay, so all voltage will apply to the across the thyristor if gate pulse is not applied. So output voltage will be 0 volt, and the voltage across the thyristor will be this input voltage. Okay, so this is not our motto. We have to get the DC output voltage. Okay, suppose here this angle is, let it be alpha. Okay, at alpha angle you are applying a gate pulse to the thyristor. Then what will be the output? Whenever you have applied a gate pulse, then the thyristor will turn on. So whenever thyristor is turned on, it will act as a diode. Let the forward voltage drop across the thyristor is 0 volt. Okay, so whenever you are applying a gate pulse, the thyristor will act as a short circuit. Now the full voltage will applied to the resistance. So output voltage will be at from 0 to alpha. Thyristor is not on, so voltage drop across thyristor will act as a open circuit. So full voltage will be applied to the alpha angle thyristor. This is voltage across thyristor. We are drawing here voltage across thyristor graph. Whenever at alpha angle you are applying a gate pulse, then output voltage will be as follows, because whenever you are applying gate pulse, the output will follow the input. Now what will happen? Whenever input sinusoidal is passing 180 degree, this is 180 degree, the input is negative. If input is negative, this side will positive. So the thyristor is reverse bias condition. The thyristor is reverse bias condition means if you apply a gate pulse, then thyristor will not turn on, because we have already studied that thyristor has a diode characteristics. It has a special arrangement that if forward voltage is positive, then also thyristor will not turning on, because it has to apply a gate pulse. Okay, so at negative voltage the thyristor will turn off. Okay, so output voltage at the negative will be 0 volt. Okay, then again positive voltage and you are applying at the alpha angle. Okay, gate pulse at the alpha angle. So the cycle is going on and you will be getting a voltage output like this. Okay, let me draw it clearly. Okay, so you will get a periodic waveform. Okay, a periodic waveform like this. So where we can see that the output is a DC, because it has no negative part. In AC always the average voltage is 0, but here average voltage is not 0. So we will find the output, average output voltage from the curve. Okay, we have all know average voltage means the total time period by 0 to time period Vt dt. Okay, so here at the output you will average voltage. What is V average voltage you will be getting? It will be total time period 0 to 2 pi. Okay, but function is sinusoidal function, so sin omega t d omega t, and the value of sinusoidal function is 0 to pi after alpha to pi, because 0 to alpha sinus output is 0, alpha to pi only you have a output, and pi to 2 pi you have a 0 output, so it is meaningless to write this. So we will be integrate from alpha to pi sin omega t. So if we will integrate it, we will be getting Vm by, okay, suppose this is input is Vm sin omega t. Okay, Vm is amplitude. Okay, maximum value, this is Vm. So we will getting in the output Vm by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, this is the average output voltage of the half wave control rectifier. Okay, so you have to remember this formula, V average equal to Vm by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, and we also have to derive the RMS output voltage. Okay, so let me derive it. We know RMS value of any function means 1 by time period 0 to time period Vt dt, here Vt square and whole root. Okay, so Vrms will be, here time period is how much? 2 pi, but you are getting the output at alpha to pi, other half you are getting 0, so it is meaningless to write. So Vm square sin square omega t d omega t. Okay, if you integrate it, you will getting Vrms equal to Vm 2 root pi minus alpha plus half sin 2 alpha whole root. Okay, so this is the RMS value of output voltage. Okay, so this you have to remember. Okay, Vm by 2 root pi minus alpha half sine 2 alpha. Now there is a question that what is the input power factor? Anyone can ask you input power factor. Okay, so let me write here P RMS. Okay, Vm by 2 root pi minus alpha plus half sine 2 alpha whole root. Okay, now I did not draw the Vt because Vt will be how much? Whenever this negative voltage is not turn off this SCR, then SCR will act as a open circuit and full voltage, input voltage will be coming to the SCR. Okay, so SCR output will be this much. Okay, this is minus Am. Okay, now there is a question, what is input power factor? Okay, we have to assume that the device is lossless. Okay, lossless means there is no loss is happening at this SCR terminal. Okay, so input power will be equal to output power. So we all know Vi input, here input is V input, I input. Okay, equal to V output RMS into I RMS. Okay, now power, whenever it comes to power, you have to remember Vi into cos theta. Okay, but I am not writing cos theta here, output terminal, because at the output we are taking power at the resistance. We all know resistance has a power factor 1, because in power factor, voltage in resistive load, voltage and current will be at same phase. So phase angle difference at voltage and current will be 0. So power factor is always 1. So input power factor cos theta will be V output RMS into I RMS by I input RMS and P source input voltage. Okay, it also be RMS value. Now I input current must be equal to output current, because if you apply KCL at any point, current supplying from input must be equal to output. So input and output current will be same, so we can cancel it. So power factor of input equal to output RMS by V input RMS. Okay, you have to also remember this equation. Okay, these are the basic thing you have to remember: the output voltage, average output voltage, RMS output voltage, and input power factor of this device. Okay, and the output voltage diagram and the voltage across the thyristor.